Every Sunday morning, the same quiet ritual unfolded in the corner of a little kitchen. A steaming cup of tea, 2 slices of toast, and an empty chair. That chair once belonged to Ivan. For 52 years, he and Maria shared their lives, raising 2 children, planting gardens, dancing to old records in the living room. Sunday mornings were sacred. It was their time, quiet, unhurried, full of simple affection. But last fall, Ivan didn't wake up. He passed in his sleep, peaceful, yes, but without a goodbye. Just a stillness that echoed through the walls and settled into Maria's chest like a weight that wouldn't lift. Now, every Sunday, Maria still set his place at the table. She didn't do it for drama or denial. She did it for love, because love doesn't vanish when someone's gone. It lingers in the rituals we keep. Every week, she'd whisper into the silence, "Do you remember the apple tree, Ivan?" You laughed and said, "Rain means harvest," and love. The house had changed. The laughter of grandchildren was now just a memory. The scent of cherry pie had faded. The old record player gathered dust. Grief, Maria learned, doesn't shout. It whispers in quiet corners, in the rustle of curtains, in the way the tea tastes colder when there's no one to share it with. Some mornings she cried softly. Other days she smiled at nothing at all, because sometimes remembering hurts less than forgetting. Until one rainy Sunday. A knock. A small boy from next door stood there, shoes muddy, cheeks flushed from the cold. In his hand, a box of chocolates. He spoke softly. "Miss Maria, Mom says you're really nice. I don't have anyone to have tea with today. Could I sit with you?" Maria's hand trembled. She glanced at Ivan's chair, then gently pulled it out. That day, the empty chair wasn't empty. It was full of laughter, of crumbs on the tablecloth, of soft questions and stories told twice. The following week, he returned, and he brought a friend. Soon, there were 4 children gathered around her table. They colored pictures, listened wide-eyed to her tales of how things used to be, and waited eagerly for her famous cherry pies. Sometimes they'd bring flowers from the garden, or drawings with wobbly hearts and the words, "Thank you, Miss Maria." Her home filled again, not with the past, but with a new kind of life, and Maria's heart, though still aching, no longer felt hollow. Because when grief makes space, kindness walks in. If you've ever lost someone, a spouse, a sibling, a friend, you understand the quiet ache that fills a room. But you also know this: love doesn't end. It changes shape, sometimes into an empty chair, and sometimes into a child's smile.